course, with the arrival of spring and milder temperatures comes melting snow, which can wreak havoc for home and business owners. So Mike Soukup, the Vice President of ServiceMaster Minneapolis-St. Paul, he's here live with us this morning in studio, talking about how to avoid some of these problems that can come with snow melts, water damage, and the like. The problems that can come with spring.
Absolutely.
I suppose, in general, right? Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
What are we kind of looking at as the more common issues that we see right now?
Well, we've had kind of the perfect storm. We had very cold temperatures, and we had a lot of snow. There's frost down much farther than there usually is during the winter, and basically now when we start to have this snow melt, there's no place for it to go.
Right.
So you're going to have water intrusion in buildings and residences, and causing some problems.
Is there some things that homeowners, business owners can do, knowing this is this time of year, to maybe prevent some of these problems?
Oh, absolutely. The first thing we recommend is talk to your insurance carrier. Find out what coverages you have, because that can be a factor down the road. Mm-hmm. Secondly, make sure your gutters and your downspouts are working properly. Now, if you did it last October, like you should have, you're in great shape. But if you haven't, get up there and make sure they're clear. Make sure that the downspouts carrying that moisture as far away from the house as possible. Manage your snow. Get it as far removed from that foundation as you possibly can, because when it melts, if it's next to that foundation, it's going to find any crack, any crevice, any hole, and you're going to have a problem.
Now, some of this water damage, too, it can almost sneak up on you, because you don't necessarily always know if it's maybe happening in a ceiling, I suppose, or something like that. But there are signs you can tell, though, too, right? Absolutely.
If you've got water intrusion in your ceiling, look for discoloration, that rusty kind of orangish color coming through the sheetrock. Look for paint that's peeling or bubbling up. That's a good sign that you've got water, behind the wall. If you've got a carpeted area in a lower level, look for that discoloration. You may not be able to feel the moisture all the time, but that discoloration will stay there.
Yeah, and I mean, these are things you don't want to have just sit around forever either. You want to take care of these pretty quickly, right?
Oh, absolutely. You've got up to about 72 hours with a damp, moist area before mold starts to grow. So you want to make sure that you get that taken care of. Not to scare anyone, but make sure that you deal with it immediately. And your insurance policy may dictate that you have to do that too.
Important. So 72 hours, that's actually quicker maybe than I even thought about.
It is. And the thing we try and tell people is make sure you get a company that does water intrusion or does mold, not as a sideline, but as something in their everyday business. Talk to your insurance agent.
Good tips, all of them. Mike, thanks for being here again this morning and sharing all that with us. We'll share all these for you, too, on KARE11.com after the show. And since we're talking about melting, let's go to the guy who knows all about that. Sven Sundgaard has more details.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that this week.